Good morning, this is Cara, BC, of Uncovered No More. I want to thank Molly Jean Fast for posting an article that meant a great deal to me upon the new threads. This particular video is going on my YouTube, which is for poetry. Anytime I read my Bible, that's the one that was messed up by people in my country. It's going on the poetry YouTube because I have put what I understand about the Bible, Old and New Testament, into the realm of poetry. And when I began to look at the entire Bible that way, my poetry became forth more and more instead of my commentary. But I want to thank Molly today, and she is a Jewish woman who's very faithful on all social medias, because what she posted, you go find it. You get out there and you figure this out. And I'm speaking primarily to the Republican Party and Christianity and Catholicism. There's a feather almost exactly like mine, but softer and kinder looking, and it's got a blue background, and it's going the other way, and there's no blood on it with the article. So that meant something to this person over here in Texas who's a girl too. So thank you, Molly. It's already embedded in one of my blog articles, and this video is going there. Now I want to read from Luke chapter 6 concerning turning the other cheek, because I have a testimony. This is a 50-year-old testimony. It took me 50 years to understand truly what the Lord means. And it's going, a portion is going in this with the edited version of this ongoing, and I'm not very far forward, and I've got to take it slow because my healing is more important than information on the internet. Let me say that again. This is the basis. Oh, here is a beautiful hummingbird. Excuse me. Let's watch my dear hummingbird. Looked at me through the window. I'm very still. I moved the hummingbird feeder onto a double plant holder because I'm giving one to someone special to me and have already bought the hanging plant. They were on sale at H-E-B. It's the same kind that I'm using here, partial sun, but I also am delighted to say that they have started small zinnias in hanging baskets. This is the first year I've seen these myself. So I invested in one of those for myself, because there's a new sunflower just right outside my window, and the Berbers are eating their little seed in the street, and I filled this seed holder that's by the street one. And the reason that I did that before I did the video is because my blackbirds communicate with me, crows and ravens, my raven crow, and sat in the top of my little oak tree and talked to me and said, Cara, before you open all of this part of your day, make sure you feed your friends. My cats aren't my friends, they're family, and they've already been fed, and you can hear them doing what cats do. Well, now, isn't this special? And just a moment. Yes. So I'm dealing with the book of Luke. I chose Luke instead of Matthew because we know that Luke is the doctor, and we know what the symbolism of that is. And I could read starting in chapter 5 and verse 36 because he began to speak in parables. Again, this was another section. This is like chapters within chapters of the parables of the Lord. And so in chapter 6 of Luke, verse 20, and he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, so after some other parable, he lifted up his eyes, he started again. So that means he went into another room of the Father's house. It's that simple. It's very easy to see. And then he began, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. And all of this is extremely, extremely well-known information. And I am here to tell you that the little girl that was 7 all the way until now, and I am 50 years in the Lord and 57 years old, so to speak, but I'm not a Christian, I'm a pagan. So you can go fuck yourself, Christianity, and you can deal with that. You are supposed to be reading paganism. I'm on my 2nd set of artwork later this year. Lady Bird Johnson needs to be heard first. I dare say Lady Bird Johnson and Ann Richards are the most powerful women in Texas history. Period. Get a grip, Republicans. Okay. I have already marked the verse I'm interested in telling you about. This is part 1 because part 2 is in Matthew, tares and wheat. And so there's going to be a 2-part in this particular blog article that is the In Loving Memory of My Brother blog, because he's Archangel Michael and he's protecting me finally to put Uncover No More out there. When it was just me and the king and various Twitter accounts, because he and I were shedding Twitter